Welcome to another episode of The Things I Wish My Mum Had Told Me.
Welcome.
A podcast brought to you by
Me, Emma Thompson-Hill.
And me, Clara Hermit.
I didn't think you were going to start that then. I was doing my vocal exercises and I wasn't expecting that.
You should know me by
and
now.
I was doing this, if you're watching on YouTube, I was stretching.
I like to spring it on you though.
You do. I don't mind it. I like a bit of spontaneity.
A bit of a surprise.
Woo!
Woo! Just bring it on her. See what happens. And today we are talking about orgasms.
Mm-hmm.
What else are we talking? Was it just orgasms?
Orgasms and masturbation.
Oh, that's it. Masturbation.
I know you're going to say it.
What?
I thought you were going to go for the nation.
Oh, no. Masturbation for the nation.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Masturbation, orgasms.
Yeah.
That's about... Yeah, but there's a lot to talk about in the subject.
There is. And we've got some saucy secrets coming up for you a little bit later on at the end of the episode. And as always, if you are listening, or even if you're listening on watching on YouTube, please make sure that you like the podcast, that you leave us a review, because all of that really helps us reach other people. And that's what we need to do.
That's what we want. Get us on TikTok. We're posting clips on. Get us on TikTok. Why did I do that? Get us on TikTok. No, get us on TikTok. We're posting clips over there and on our Instagram. And
yeah. And we do loads of interaction. If you're not following us on mumtoldmepod Instagram, where we get you guys involved. And don't forget, if you have any dilemmas, any saucy secrets, any stories, you can email us mumtoldmepod@gmail.com.
That's it, baby.
Oi, oi. Right. So where are we starting on this?
I don't know where we're going to start.
Like this, because we're talking about orgasms.
There's so much to talk about.
There is. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to orgasms. I know that we did a poll asking people about, what age they were when they experienced their first orgasm. And I think the thing that's glaringly obvious when we look at those kind of numbers and what we're hearing from, and our audience is predominantly women, is the massive gap in years between when people start having sex, when people have their first solo orgasm, and when people end up having a partnered orgasm. Yeah. And for a lot of people, that gap is between 7 and 15 years. Which
crazy.
We know about the orgasm gap, and anyone who tries to refute it, I guess the statistics are right there.
Yeah. All you got to do is ask your friends.
It's true.
Friends and family. I'm close.
Hello, Dad.
I'm close with my family like that, so I can
Hello,
talk to them about
Mum.
it. But all you got to do is ask people in your circle.
Yeah.
And it's right there.
What about you? When did you have your first orgasm on your own? And then when did you start having sex? And when did you have your first orgasm during sex? Go.
Okay. Go. Okay. So I actually had my first orgasm when I was 12, but I was asleep. I did it in my sleep.
You love a sleep orgasm, you?
But this is the first. I actually haven't had one in ages.
I
haven't had one since we recorded, like from the first recording that we did. So it's been quite a few months. I might have one a couple of times a year.
Okay.
But
how did you know it was an orgasm?
Well, I didn't. So basically, and the thing is, I remember it so vividly. So it was in like my childhood house, in my little single bed, and I remember it was summertime. I just remember all these things. I don't know why. Anyway, so then when I have a sleep orgasm, it's basically like you're asleep, but you're like half asleep, half awake enough to know that you're having an orgasm.
Right.
Yeah. But they don't last, like my conscious orgasms last like a minute.
Right.
Whereas my sleep orgasm might last like 10 seconds.
Okay.
So I didn't know what it was, obviously, but I knew something happened down there. And when I woke up, I was aware of it. And I was like, that was really weird. But I didn't call it an orgasm and I didn't know what it was. Yeah. It wasn't until I started having actual orgasms that I was like, oh yeah, that was my first orgasm.
You were 12 when that happened?
Yeah, in my sleep.
Your sleep?
Puberty, hormones, all of that. And then I started having sex when I was 15. And then I didn't have my first, I didn't actually start masturbating. I never masturbated with my hand as growing up. It just wasn't my thing. So my first, I bought a toy when I was 18. I bought like the bullets like Amazon's counter.
The little ones.
Yeah, like the little lipstick one.
Yeah.
I bought one of them when I was 18, like £5.
Woohoo!
And
it's a good place to start, though.
That was my first orgasm. So I used the little bullet toy, and that was my first proper orgasm.
And then with a guy?
I honestly do not think I had an orgasm during sex. Ooh, I'm gonna say probably 21. 21 or maybe even 21.
21. Okay, so you had your first orgasm via masturbation when you're 18,
Yeah.
and then with a guy when you were 21, even though you've been having sex since you were
Yeah,
15.
yeah. And I was
So
having a lot of
15 to
sex.
21, that's 6 years without, like an orgasm.
I just kind of admitted, because I don't come from like penetration. So I just sort of was like, oh, I guess it's just,
Not me.
yeah.
But you know what? I honestly think that there is that statistic, and I think it's like 80% of women can't come from penetration alone. And I think that statistic is very real. But I also think that we have to be like careful what we believe, because there's lots of people who are saying now, I didn't have my first like penetrative orgasm until I was 30 or 40.
Yeah.
So, maybe you are capable of it and your body can do it, but it's just about being in the right mindset. And if you believe you can't do something, then you can't.
But this is the thing. I can squirt just from penetration. But now we're in this debate of like, is squirting an orgasm?
Right.
Is it the same thing? Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't think it is. From my experience.
From my clitoral orgasms,
Yeah.
compared to me squirting, completely polar opposite things.
Yeah. And also the other thing to say on this topic is sometimes, because our clitoris, the bit that we can see that's external, I know in your case is tiny, for other people it's bigger.
If this is someone's first episode, they're going to be like, what?
They're gonna be like,
yes,
what?
Everyone, I have a small clitoris.
She has a lentil clit.
A very small clitoris.
So I know that's the case, that we have like a different amount of the clitoris showing outside. But if you look at the diagram, that's the tiny bit, and what's inside of us is massive. So very often when we think we're having like a penetrative orgasm, it's also the stimulation of the internal part of the clitoris.
I've heard that.
So who cares? Like, my thing is, whether you're having penetrative orgasms, clitoral orgasms, apparently you can have cervical orgasms, you can have all kinds, apparently, if you speak to kind of tantric sex people and all of that.
We should go to a class.
We should go to a tantric sex class.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a pod for the future.
That's a pod for the future. We'll do it. Imagine that, having to have an orgasm
Have
in
you
front
ever
of
seen
each
that
other.
episode? Have you seen that episode of Sex and the City where they go, when they
No.
go to a tantric sex
I've seen like
class?
Louis Theroux go to one. They like people go around and like stroke him. If someone touches me, I'll probably just it automatically be like left hand.
No,
Give someone a black
this
eye.
Sex and the City episode, like this woman's giving this man a blow job, and anyway, someone gets cum on their face. I've forgotten who it is. Oh, Miranda.
Well, sorry, I'm not
Miranda
sure if I want to go now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's so many different ways. But I guess I think we need to look up the classification of an orgasm. But for me, it's like a build up.
Yeah.
And then there is a crescendo.
Yeah.
Like, or an explosion,
symphony,
or an eruption,
an orchestra.
Yeah, I mean, make it musical. Let's go for it. But there is that kind of, you get. It doesn't just build up and then it goes flat. You build and then there's some kind of,
Yeah.
at the top.
Here you go. Here's your definition.
Go on.
The orgasm is defined as noun. The climax of sexual excitement characterized by intensely pleasurable feelings centered in the genitals and in men experienced as an accompaniment to ejaculation.
Yeah, but it's like it's like you reach a peak and something happens, and then you kind of you might go back down again, but then you can build back up. Yeah, but when you get to the top, it's not just you get to the top. There's some kind of like a firework. You
get to the top of the hill and you see this view of the city.
Yeah.
And then you walk along it for like 10 seconds. And then you go back down the hill.
I think there's a firework display for 10 seconds. That's what I'd say when you get to the top. And then you can go down again a bit. Because, lots of different people, I guess, like clitoral orgasms are the most common. External clitoral orgasms, just essentially rubbing your clit. Why not? But then I find, like, for myself, I have like a more intense orgasm if there's like penetration and clitoral stimulation involved. But again, if you think about like penetration and where that's hitting, it could be hitting either my G-spot, which is in there, or it could be hitting other parts of my clitoris that are on the inside.
I can't lie, it throws me off when there's too much going on all at once.
Really? So
I'm very much a creature of habit. And it's bad. This is what I keep saying to myself, like I need to go on a little journey of self-exploration again, because I feel like I'm kind of set in my ways now. Like I feel like for most people have a certain way, once they figure out what they like, a certain way that they masturbate. Yeah. And so they'll do that a lot. And then you become, I've forgotten what it's called, but it's like you become like, not numb to other things, but in some people, you feel like you can't come in a different way to the way you normally make yourself come.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like I'm in that pattern. We need to switch it up.
You need to switch it up, honey.
Yeah.
Because there is that kind of, I guess, that stigma, like if I use sex toys or masturbate too much, is it going to like desensitize me? And I think if that were the case, I would have no feelings left.
Would have gone black and dropped off. You know what I mean?
Basically, yeah. So I don't think that's the case at all. And I think that, you know, I do feel like the more confident you get and the quieter your mind is, the less, like, the more present you are and the less you're thinking about, like, oh, I want to come, why is it, the easier it is for you to, like, have orgasms. And also it's about the people you're having sex with.
Big time.
And them kind of, you know, I guess making sure that your pleasure is important to them as well. Because that's the thing, isn't it? Like, very often, I think either as women, this is why we have the orgasm gap. And the biggest gap is between like the first time that you have sex with someone. Men, I think orgasm, it's like heterosexual men orgasm 95% of the time with first time sex. I think this is right, or it might be 85%. And then for women, it's something like 10%. It's really low.
Because I think, though, the thing is with most women, I feel like for a lot of women going into sex, you're not even thinking about the orgasm. Because you might be thinking, what do I look like? You might have your own insecurities in your body or being intimate with someone that you're thinking about. Whereas I feel like men, they know they're going to come. Like at the end of the sex, or, well,
the sex ends when they come a lot of the times, you know, like a lot of times for men it does end then, and for women we can keep going. But I actually think as well, like there was a TikTok that I put up for a clip from In Bed with Clara that was talking about sex education, and there was a guy in the comments saying, you know, men need sex education as well, because we don't know 100%. What everything is necessarily. And I know that we've said it before, it's like it literally goes like that, you know, like it's not hard. But it's like men, you know, you get those kind of rumors or those urban myths or whatever that get passed around. Like, if you're giving someone head, just do the ABCs. And it's like, no, don't do the ABC. Do not do ABC with your tongue. Like, that's not going to work.
I do, like, I'm not going to say I feel sorry for men. Because, anyway, I'm not going to say I feel sorry for men, but we all do dog on men, like, you can't make us come, you can't do this, you can't do that. And you're right, like, they haven't been taught, unless you're going to teach them your body. But more time, a lot of women don't even know their body enough to teach you what to do to them. I just feel like you need to be with someone that can listen to your body without you saying any words. Like, if they try something on you and they can tell there's a good response.
But what you also have to remember then, and I'm sure that you've done this as well, like made noises at the time you think you should make noises. Not because it necessarily feels really good. Maybe it's because you know that they're enjoying it and you want to like enhance their experience.
Yeah, but there's certain body cues as well. Like being someone that has sex with women as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain cues, like when you're like giving someone head or doing something.
But don't you think people could potentially like fake
Yeah,
those?
of course.
You know, and you want to hope that I guess in my experience as a woman, the thing that makes the difference for me and how I am sexually with someone is how safe I feel. Like, that's the truth. If I feel safe with somebody, then I feel like I can be super vulnerable with them, and then I can really like let go, and I don't have to, you know, pretend, and I can move their hand, or I can move their face, or I can, you know, ask them to do the things that I want them to do when I want them to do it, or I can say, actually, I'm not enjoying this. But I think that kind of like, without that, it feels like there's something missing, and it takes confidence. I know it takes confidence
really
to do that, because I didn't used to have confidence.
It really does, because like, even now, like, knowing how I feel about myself and the confidence that I have now, there's still sometimes sexually where someone will do something to me that I'm like not really into, but I don't say anything about it.
But I also think as well, like, it's a hard one, isn't it? Because if you're with someone and you know that you both respect each other and you know you both like each other, and they do make you feel a lot of pleasure and you do really enjoy sex with them, like, if there's a bit that you're like, oh, this isn't the greatest, but they're really enjoying it, then you kind of like, I think what my point is in that sense is that I find it a turn on that you're so turned on. So even if I'm not, maybe this isn't the most pleasurable thing for me, what I'm enjoying about this is that you're really turned on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a give and take. It can't just be all about you all the time.
Not to say that someone should be hurting you or making you feel
No.
bad, or you know, you should
No.
be really uncomfortable or anything like that. But I just think it's nuanced, isn't it?
The thing I'm talking about is someone that she stuck their tongue in my ear. Like I don't
Mm.
mind a little nibble or a little lick. Like whole tongue in ear,
Yeah,
not my thing. Do you know what I mean? It feels like I'm having a wet willy.
A wet willy.
And not in the way I want a wet willy, do you know?
Pause. No, I'm joking. She were having a wet willy, but you then had a bloody tongue in your ear. You were enjoying the wet willy.
And you know
You just
what?
didn't like the tongue.
Tongue in your ear is so strange as well, because like if they're putting that actual tongue in your ear, like all you can hear is like
I like having like my ear like kissed or
Yes.
sucked, but no, the saliva like blah. I once had someone spit in my mouth, and that was the end for me.
You know what? I
No, it was too much.
No,
a little
I've never
bit.
liked that. I've never liked spit in mouth. If I really fancy someone, I find myself being like, spit in my mouth.
But this was too
It's
much
really
as well.
strange
This
for me.
is too much spit in my mouth. Too much. Oh, even the
No,
thought
I'm
of it now is
I'm
making me gag.
imagining it. Oh, no.
But yeah, I think when it comes to orgasms, we know there is an orgasm gap between men and women. We know that women orgasm way less than men during partnered sex.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, we talk about our sex lives openly and honestly on this podcast, and I think that, you know, the biggest thing is having the confidence to ask what you want. But also, like you've said, if you don't know your own body,
Yeah.
and if you don't know what you do and don't like, then it's really hard to explain that to somebody else. So it's kind of like if you then have that self-exploration,
Yeah.
then you can translate that and take that to your sexual experiences with somebody else.
That's why I usually like to talk about sex before I have sex with someone. Like I usually like to talk about like what do you like? What do you not like what are you know what I mean? Like I like to have them conversations, because not only is it like sexy, yeah, it's like naughty, but then like when you actually get down to it, you already sort of have a bit of a blueprint for like what they like, what they don't like. You've told them what you like. And isn't that strange how people can like literally get naked and put their body parts inside of each other, but they feel scared and embarrassed to say, I like this, please do this to me. When it's like putting your body parts in each other should be like the most intimate thing that you could ever do.
Yeah.
But sometimes having a conversation feels more intimate than that.
It does. It's more vulnerable, isn't it? And you know, you don't know how someone's going to react. You don't know if someone is going to react negatively.
I think it's the rejection.
If they're going to take it personally, if they're going to tell you like, oh, well, you know, my ex didn't like that. What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Are you know, whatever it is that you like. And I think as, you know, as women, which is definitely, I've discussed this with my friends before, is that there is that kind of fear that you could tell the wrong person, they're going to react negatively, it's going to hurt their feelings. I had a boyfriend when I was 17 for 2 years, and I had I brought a vibrator and a porn video. That's how old I am. VHS.
A VHS.
Yeah.
Like you rented it from Spa.
But I rented it from Spa. No, I ordered it. But again, it was like a lesbian one, because I just didn't like. I just don't. I didn't get turned on by straight porn.
See where this is going now.
And he found the vibrator and the VHS and was so angry with me.
Did you think you were a lesbian?
No, he just. I guess he probably did. Maybe thought I was lesbian, but he felt so threatened by the sex toy. And I hear that story over and over again, even with some of my friends who are married.
And you know what? I think we actually do have guys that listen to this podcast, which I love.
Yeah.
Guys, sex toys are your friends, not your foes.
They're not your enemy. They're not, you're not in battle with them, in competition with them. They're here to aid, abet, and help you and make sure that you're having the best sex possible.
And don't you want your partner to enjoy? And it's like, I feel like some men see a sex toy as like, that's taking my place.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
No, it's not.
We're all going to work in harmony together.
Exactly.
Like a blended family.
Basically that. Love it, Emma.
Like, it's like, yeah.
Stepkids. Yeah. The whole thing.
It's like the ex-mum and dad.
Yeah.
And the new stepmum. That's
all
what's
in
happening.
Together. It's all in. I'm not sure about this analogy now.
No, I'm yeah.
But I know exactly what you mean. It is.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Emma's just trashing the studio.
I just
bang.
I like to just get comfy. I just kick the microphone.
You're fine. But yeah, I think it is really important to say, like, sex toys are great, and sex toys are great for you if you're in a couple, and sex toys are great for you as an individual. And I know that you have a huge selection of
Who,
sex
me?
toys. Who, me?
I
And
have
I've got a few, but I do find myself, and I was saying this to you the
Yeah.
other day, that I go back to really the same
The
one over and
basics.
over again. Sometimes I treat myself to something a bit more out there. But I think like a high-powered
Okay,
like
I love this
vibrator.
conversation. Wait, before we get into this,
Yeah.
can you tell me about your first orgasm?
Oh, sorry,
Because you
yeah.
never told me.
So my first orgasm, I think it was before my mum died, and I was 9 when my mum died. So I would have been really young, and I wouldn't have known it was an orgasm.
Yeah.
And actually seeing like the response to stories, people are saying like
Yeah,
9,
really
but
young.
like saying maybe too young, but it's not, because
No,
it's
but
something
it's
your body can
natural.
do. But I didn't think of it being sex, because I didn't know what sex was or think of it being sexual. I just was like, this feels good.
Yeah.
So I used to go to a swimming pool. And then out the side, like, you know, like a leisure centre swimming pool, and out the side of the swimming pool there were these really powerful jets. And if you like, you could hold onto the side of the pool
You're
and kind
unlocking
of
memories for me.
hold onto the side, and then like sit on top of it. So the water was like obviously really fast running through your legs. And I swear it was like a queue to wait to get there. So I'm pretty sure that I was not the only, I was not the only person doing that,
Doing that.
And so that was like probably my first orgasm. And when I realized that I could do that, like that could happen, my nan and granddad, so I lived on my granddad's farm, and we lived in like with my parents in the old farmhouse, and my grandparents had a converted barn, and they had like, it was always really quiet and chilled there because it was just the two of them. And I'd always say, oh, can I come, because they had a really nice bathroom, like, can I come and have like a shower and stuff at yours? And then I would just use the shower to masturbate, because I mean that probably by that time I reckon I was probably about like 12, 13,
Yeah.
14, like those kind of ages. Sometimes I'd be in there for ages. Like, I'm surprised they weren't like, hello, we're gonna run out of water. And I'd be like, no. But yeah, because I could lock the door. It was really
Yeah.
peaceful, really chilled. But that, I kind of obviously had that association of like water.
Water.
And a lot of people have said shower heads as well. And orgasms, which I still do occasionally, because it's just a really nice.
I've never had an orgasm from that.
It's really
I've tried it, but you know what it is? I'm a liar. I like to lie down
right. Okay.
to masturbate.
You can do it in a bath though, if it's got a shower.
I guess, but I never did that when I was younger, and now the bath at my house is like real small.
Right,
like it's
okay.
not comfy for me.
Maybe one time
I want to cock a leg out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but maybe one time when if you're at a hotel or whatever, and it's got a big bath.
Maybe I need to try
But
that.
you have to. This is my advice to everyone listening. You with the shower head, that's not strong. I unscrew that so that it's just the spout of water coming out, and then you could put your finger on the end and determine like how powerful it is or isn't.
She's a fucking
I'm a
pro.
professional.
You're doing a plumber in the bathroom taking the head of the shower off.
I don't know what sex toy brand it is recently that came out with the shower head that's specifically for that.
Really?
Yeah, they've done it. But I don't have that. Send me one. I don't know if it was like Love Honey or one of them.
I thought I was advanced. I guess I'm not. No. I'm not into the shower play.
No, but that's I guess because I had my first orgasm that way. That's just And then I got my first vibrator, I think, when I was like, or maybe I think I got a rabbit when I was about 15 or 16.
Really?
Yeah. But I didn't like it.
No, I don't like a rabbit. It's not for me.
I like the external stimulation,
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work because also
it doesn't work with the anatomy. The anatomy of my
Oh,
vagina, it doesn't work.
you're tiny.
My little bean, my little lentil bean, and I've got a long vulva.
A long vulva. But yeah, so it didn't work basically, essentially for me. So I got rid of that. And then the next time I got a vibrator was when I was with said guy, and the discovery happened, and he was really upset about it. And things like that do make you feel shame, because it's just kind of like, oh, what? So I'm not allowed to masturbate, and you feel threatened. But honestly, I'm gonna say, if I'm in a relationship, I'm still masturbating, and I'm really not threatened if the guy that I'm with masturbating. And even if they're watching porn to do it, I couldn't care less. Not bothered at all.
No, I'm not bothered either, because you need that time alone. Because everyone's like, well, if you're horny, you should like come and have sex with me. And it's like, no, because sometimes I just want to be alone.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think it's nice to masturbate like with your partner in like a sexual setting.
Yeah, I like watching a guy masturbate.
I love that. But as well, I wanted to bring this up. Like growing up, about the whole orgasm gap thing. It's like growing up, men were celebrated for masturbating, or like
they can make jokes about wanks.
They can make jokes with their friends about it. There's no way in hell, as a 14-year-old girl, you would make a joke with your friend about.
You wouldn't even tell your friend.
Like the boys in class like it was an insult. Like she what did they even say? They didn't even say masturbate. They'd be like, she touches herself.
Yeah.
And that would be so
Well,
embarrassing if
then
a
it would
boy ever
start.
said that to you.
When that happened at my school, the rumours would start about someone put a cucumber in their fanny,
Exactly.
fishy fanny, like all of that
Exactly.
stuff. If it
Oh
was
yeah,
all
and
of that.
it was all she got fishy fanny as like an
Yeah.
insult. So it's like we're making jokes about like women's vulvas and vaginas. So then of course you're gonna feel shame about that because it's like something as a teenager that is made fun of.
But you're also then taught, like it's precious. You shouldn't give it to anybody. You've got to stay a virgin forever. Don't do this. Don't do that. But
But it's
no,
like, who are these men fucking then? Because they seem to be doing all the fucking.
well, I know someone's got to be out there doing it.
Exactly.
But also, I think that who tells you, like wanking also was represented in lots of like TV shows, like all of that kind of stuff, as in men wanking. And just boys would talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Like I knew what that was. But I didn't really know what, like, I didn't know as a girl that I could do this. I mean, I was doing it, but I didn't know I was doing it until do you know what I mean? Like
And there's this stereotype of like teenage boys, oh, they're just horny young boys. It's like, well, we're horny young girls as well.
Yeah.
But it's just not spoken about.
Because it's not acceptable either. There's something about, and it comes, I guess, from the patriarchy as well. It's like keeping women pure and clean and unsexualized. It's okay for men to sexualize them, but don't, sexualize yourself and learn about your own body, because then you're not just going to lay there and enjoy what you're. And I'm not saying that all guys think like this, because I know that they don't, but there are those kind of undercurrents that we receive as young women, and then we internalize them. And then we feel a lot of shame. And that's also when it comes down to what our like vulvas look like. They're all fucking normal, because there's no such thing as a normal vulva.
Exactly.
Like everyone's looks different. But I tell you, and I know I've told this story before, but my ex-boyfriend had asked me about if my vulva was the way it was, because the amount of people I'd slept with. Because I've got like my inner labia are like a bit longer and like not symmetrical. And I'm like, no, that I've just got a normal like.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So the assumptions are there. Like
I hate this though, like how there's like
standard even for your fucking vulva.
This desirability of like women with like in quotation marks neat vaginas are better. Like that's a better vagina, or that's a better vulva than another one. When in reality, they all do the same job. Like they're all amazing.
Yeah, and they
they all
it's
just
like
look different.
No plant or tree looks the same. No flower looks exactly the same. Everything is slightly different. That's okay. And I guess like sometimes, like for me personally, I think with a lot of things in my life, like when it comes to the relationship with my body, my relationship with my vulva, my relationship with sex, I just got to the point where I couldn't be bothered to care anymore, because it took too much energy and it was too much hard work.
Exactly.
And I just don't want to do it. And I want to be able to enjoy sex. I do. So if I'm going to be having sex with somebody, I don't want to be worrying about what do they think of my fucking vulva. No.
Exactly.
No, you're lucky that you got this close to it. You best believe.
Also, something I want to touch on.
Go on.
I feel like a lot of, especially because like when you're younger, like you don't talk about masturbating as a girl. Like you never talk about that with your friends. But a lot of girls you'll speak to, their first sexual experience was with a woman, with their friends.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my friends will say the first time that they like sexually explored was like with their friends when they were like teenagers and stuff like that. And I find that very interesting.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of them are not into women sexually now, but a lot of women's first experiences were with other women.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like, do you know, like at that age, does it really matter? Like you're not going to necessarily know what your sexuality is, and you want to feel safe, and
and you're just exploring things. That's the thing that's how natural all this stuff is. Like even as a child, like you will touch yourself and whatnot, but you don't know what it is, but you do it because it feels nice.
Yeah, it's not sexy. It's not about sex to you. You're just doing it simply because it feels nice. And then and then you get, I guess, like from an adult perspective, it's something different, because the way that you connect that experience, you connect it to sex. But as a child, you don't have anything to connect it to, right? So you're just kind of like you're literally
finding
just
pleasure
exploring
life.
in your body. So when it comes to sex toys, I've said, I've given you my detail.
No, so which one was your favorite one?
So just did like a silicone, like quite a nice quality. I don't know, maybe it's not silicone, because apparently that's not always the best. Anyway, whatever
What does it look like? Is it soft?
Yeah, like soft brush.
It's not like hard silicone.
No, it's like soft brush.
Yeah, I know what you're on about.
But no, it's hard. It's not wobbly.
It's not wobbly.
No.
Yes,
it's
hard.
Yeah, so it's hard.
Yeah. Hard but soft.
Hard but soft on the outside, like
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then just like slightly curved, like vibrator, but it's like got different speeds, like it's quite high powered, and that's my go-to. I have a couple of like the suction ones, one that's got like a bit to go inside you on it, which I don't really like, again, like the rabbit.
I broke my one like that. I really like that.
Did you?
Because it's a nice shape, like it actually works with the anatomy of my vulva.
Right, I would say I'll give you mine, but I don't think you want it.
Just sanitize it, girl. I'll have that.
Secondhand sex toys. But then I got one that's just the suction bit on its own, which I kind of prefer. And then I've got like a couple of other. There's one I've got that's quite cool. It's like it's shaped. So it's got like a circle bit. I'm trying to.
I should have brought my toys with me. Could have done show
a
and
circle bit, and then it's got two ears that come up like that. So like, like that. So it looks like that. Like, and they call that a rabbit, like that. So these two bits vibrate, and it's from Harmony.
Okay.
So you can do different stuff with those two bits. You can pull them apart. You can, and they're movable, so you can angle them. So it'd be good, for anyone, whatever size is there, it works. So when I'm going on holiday, that's the one I take with me.
Why?
Ta-da!
Why'd you take that one on holiday with you?
Just because it's small and discreet. Okay. And I took it to Tulum, and when you get to Tulum, you get to the airport, you have to press this button, and if it's red, they search your case, and if it's green, they don't. And I've been to Tulum before, and the first time I was there, they did search my case, and this time I was like, oh no, please don't, and they didn't. So I was just woo.
I've travelled hand luggage a few times with sex toys in my case, and I was terrified each time that they're going to find them.
In hand luggage?
In hand luggage, and I'm talking about, what did I take? I think it's when I used to go to Amsterdam. Yeah, because I used to travel to Amsterdam. Anyway, but I used to take probably like a wand, maybe even a suction toy.
I've lost my wand.
And maybe even a dildo. I can't even remember. Anyway, all of my hand luggage. And I would just get terrified that they would see them. But then I'm like, of all places to get searched for sex toys, the Netherlands is like, prostitution is legal there. So they're not really prudent.
They're not going to be bothered about your sex toy collection.
It's just about the awkwardness at the security.
What would happen? What would happen if
you know what? I've thought about it multiple times. And like the first time I went, I was terrified. My heart was beating really fast. And then as the times have gone on, and I haven't been searched. I mean, I've been searched, but I don't think they found my toys before.
Yeah.
But each time I thought, if they search it and they find my toy, I'm just going to go, it's a sex toy. Like, what can you say? Like, it's a sex toy. Arrest me. Sorry that I like to have orgasms. Like, the fuck?
Sorry, I like to take my sex toys on holiday.
That's what I mean. Like, come on, man.
Treat myself good.
We all know what it is. Let's not beat around the bush and pretend it's something it's not. It's a sex toy.
Beat around the bush.
You love that one, don't you? Anyway. So
your favourite sex toys though, because I know, like, for people listening, if they're thinking of investing, I would go with, like I said, like a high powered vibrator.
Well, it's different strokes for different folks. Yeah. So guys, I have to look into camera for this one. I have a lot of sex toys. I have been sent a lot of sex toys over the years. I work with multiple brands that sell sex toys. So I've tried a lot of different ones. I think I got my first vibrator at 18, my bullet. And then I bought a rabbit, which I actually did like to use for a long time. But the thing is, I didn't actually put it inside me.
No,
I just used the vibrator bit and put it on.
Which is like basically another bullet.
Yeah. But just a bigger one.
Yeah.
And then one of my friends even bought me, anyway, a sex toy for my birthday one time. I must have been like 21.
Yeah.
Anyways, the time's gone on. I've accumulated a lot. I probably own like 40 to 50 sex toys. Yeah. Not all like battery powered ones.
Yeah.
Some like we've got other ones like dildos and butt plugs and this, that, and God knows what. So I would say for a beginner, bullet. But like not an Ann Summer little cheapy bullet. I'd say get a nice.
I'd get a nice bullet. What I'm talking about. Why don't you get a bullet? Get an actual,
nice bullet.
Yeah. Or just a normal vibrator.
A nice vibrator or bullet. You can use that on the outside. Bish bash bosh.
But if it's a vibrator, you can use it on the inside.
If it's bigger, if it's a bullet, I remember once I was having sex with this guy.
No, don't get that stuck up there.
Well, that's the thing. I was having sex with this guy. I must have been. I was at uni first year. I must have been 18.
Disappeared.
It didn't disappear, but he was like using the bullet on me, and then he put it inside me, and I'm thinking, you can't do that
because the suction.
You cannot do that. Like you cannot put a bullet inside me, considering the bullet is like this big, and I don't know how long your vagina is. What?
It's like when you put a tampon in, it has a string, so you can pull it out, guys.
Exactly. Like you can't, and that's the same with your bum hole, guys.
No, that will go right in there.
Shape for a reason.
Yeah, they've got a
because they
plug.
need an end so they don't get lost. Because think about it, guys. You know, at the end of your vagina, there's an end. There's the cervix.
Yeah.
The end of your bumhole, there's nothing. It's your intestines. It will get lost in your body.
That's why there's so many people that end up in hospital
Exactly.
with all kinds of things
Up their arse because
up
there's
their arse.
no
and
end.
it's gone in. Hamsters. People put hamsters in
What?
there. They
Where
do.
have you heard this?
They do.
That's awful. That's animal abuse.
I know, but it wiggles around inside. Apparently, it's a thing.
That's horrendous.
I know it's horrendous.
That's
Sorry, but
awful.
I had to.
Every day I'm learning horrible things.
Yeah,
I really don't
but
like
there's
it.
all kinds of people. Glass bottles are broken inside people's arses.
Well, this is
and
the thing.
cut their intestines and stuff.
Oh.
I have to have bits of their stomach removed.
No,
I've heard nurses talking about it.
Oh God, no! But people see, I have a few glass toys, and people, if I show people, they're always concerned. Oh my God, are you not scared about using that? The glass dildos are made specifically. They're so strong. I could smash it on that table and it wouldn't even break. Like maybe not.
Look how your face changing. I could smash it on that table.
No, but they're like a special. I don't know about it, but they're a special type of like glass.
You can get glass that doesn't shatter.
Yeah, so you could put this. I could put this glass dildo in a pot of boiling water or in their freezer, and it won't because you can do
heat it up or cool it down.
Yeah, temperature play and shit like that. But all this aside. My top 3 favorite sex toys, because there's 3.
Yeah.
Number 1, the wand. So the wand is going to be your step up from the bullet. This is like the big boy grown woman bullet.
I'm not bothered.
You're not into a wand.
So I've got one, but I don't like it as much as like the.
Fair enough, because you can get more of a. This is the thing with the wand, right? So the wand obviously is a big head. It looks like a microphone. The bullet, you can, at least if it has a smaller tip, like you can do more like direct stimulation, whereas the wand is just vibrating the whole area. I do like a bullet. I never gravitate towards it. And sometimes the wand, I'll be using the wand and then I'm like, this isn't, and I want more direct stimulation. So then I'll move on to the other toy I'm going to talk about. But I do like the wand, especially if you're a girl that has sex with girls. Like,
put it between the two of you.
Exactly. Like that works really well for like lesbian relationships or sex.
Yeah.
But also like it's just nice. Like, and I feel like a wand for me is easier to use when I'm with a partner because obviously I don't have one that plugs into the wall. I just have like a wireless one.
Yeah.
So if I'm having sex with someone, like I can just use that.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm not like
my
arm isn't in the way.
I have got one, but it's gone missing. Now in my head, I'm like,
you've moved recently. Maybe
where has that gone?
Maybe you left it behind.
Oh gosh. Maybe.
But I honestly have a wand. You can get cheap ones, you know. I have one from Amazon that's really good, £30.
My one's an Anne Summer's own one. It's really good as well.
My favourite wand is my wand. It's called Le Wand.
Yeah.
Pink and glittery. It's beautiful. Pink and sparkly.
Sometimes the way they look helps as well, doesn't
beautiful.
it? So number 3 is the wand. Or it's number 1. What way are you working? Up or down?
I'm not. They're like children. How can I pick a favourite child?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just one of the 3. But I know my definite favourite. Definite favourite I'll say last. Okay. So number 2, everyone needs a G-spot dildo. Okay. Whether it vibrates or not. So that's basically a dildo that has a curve to it. Yeah. You can get ones that are really curved, or you can get one just like a slight curve. Yeah. Either way, banging. I love that. Like that was how I first realised that I could like squirt by using one of them. But right, I tell you what though, at the moment I'm gravitating after this dildo that's like it's silicone, but it's like floppy. It's like floppy. Yeah. It actually has a suction cup. You can push it against the wall, but I don't do that. But that's really been doing bits for me at the moment. I really like that one. Into that. And then finally, my favourite toy of all time, I've got to say it, it's an airflow suction toy. Right. I love a suction toy. And I feel like they've become a phenomenon in the past few years. If you know the rose that went viral on TikTok, that is a suction toy. So like the word like vacuum, these are all the same toys, by the way. Vacuum, suction, airflow, all do the same job. So they have like a hole
and it's like
on
sucking.
the end, which you put on your clitoris. And it's like the flow of air, the vibrations. I love Lalo's toys. I love Lalo's toys a lot. So I like their Sonar Cruise. I like their Sealer. These are quite expensive, like £100 toys. But it's good.
Good.
You can have the rose. The rose is cheap. You can use that. But I feel like a Lalo, it lasts you for years.
Yeah.
But my favourite toy, I got sent this. I must have got sent this. And it is amazing.
Go on.
But this is like double the price of the Lelo.
Oh my God.
It's like 200 and something pounds. But it's by a brand called Laura Di Carlo.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're an Italian sex toy brand.
Italiano.
They're actually an innovation brand. So it's like technology innovation, like more than just sex toys.
Yeah.
So they create toys that are like new, completely new to the market. So they have this toy called the Baki. I think it's called that, Baci, B-A-C-I. And Baki, that's made me think, raw. Where's my Baki?
Yeah, like rolling up. Yeah.
No, it's like B-A-C-I. No, they must be Italian because there's them chocolates that are called, but anyway. So this is the suction toy, but it's not it's in the shape of a vulva. It's round and it has like the shape of a vulva, and the hole to put your clitoris on is like oval as well. But it isn't just a vibrate. It's really strange because the vibration is almost like like that without. It's just really, you have to experience it for yourself. It's crazy. And that has
Well, they
given
need
me
to
like,
send me one because I'm not spending 200 quid on it.
that's given me the best orgasms of my life. They sell them on Ann Summers. I'm pretty sure Ann Summers sent it to me.
Right,
It's amazing.
okay.
And they do different types of toys as well. If they're ever on offer,
Go get yourself one.
So yeah, they're my favourite toys.
I think the biggest, message from me anyway, and I'm sure that you concur when it comes to masturbation, is there's nothing to be ashamed of.
Definitely
and
not.
enjoy it. Like, enjoy yourself, enjoy your body. And I do think what you started saying right at the start of this episode when you were talking about, getting into a habit about laying in the same position, using the same toy, that's the only way I can come. I do think it's good to like shake stuff up and do do different stuff so that you don't, because I don't think, like we said, I don't think you become desensitized otherwise.
No, I don't.
But I do think it becomes like, I'm trying to think of another example. It's like sometimes you might feel super motivated when you're on holiday to go to the gym every day, and then you come back home, and in that space you lose all motivation. You're in the same body, but it's just like the environment basically is what is causing you,
And we're creatures of habit.
Yeah.
You keep doing the same thing and achieving a certain result that you like, then you'll just carry on doing that same thing.
And it becomes easy. It's like the quickest pathway there. But actually, sometimes it's good to kind of explore.
Sometimes take time. Sometimes don't watch porn. Sometimes use your hand. Like this year, I don't tend to masturbate with my hand because I have quite long nails. And the anatomy of my vulva, I don't really work with it because I need to like use my fingertips, and I can't do that with long nails. So this year I got short nails. I thought, let me go short for a while. Started masturbating with my hand, and I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
Like, and I realized, because it was kind of like, I told myself, oh, I can't really come from like my hand. It's like, yes, I can. And that was a story I was spinning to myself that was not beneficial for me.
Yeah.
And I started using my hand, and I was like, I really like this.
Yeah.
And it was different. It was like a different orgasm. It was like the same but different.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that new sensation.
But that's what I think as well. Like if you're, even if it's when you're with partnered sex or whatever, especially when you're talking about clitoral stimulation, there's so many different ways to stimulate your clitoris that I do think it's because the build is slightly different, and then the type of orgasm that you have is slightly different. So I do think there's lots of different ways that you can explore that. Some might take a bit longer, some might be a bit quicker. And I guess like even like you were talking about with squirting and the dildo and like learning that, you can also use like clitoral stimulation, and you could have a toy that you use internally, so you get to like kind of work out what you like and what works for you. And I just think having that confidence then means that if you're choosing someone to have sex with and they're not interested in what you like, what you enjoy, and they're just like, no, this is how I know what I'm doing, that kind of thing, then, and they're not taking time, like to appreciate you and do the things that you like, then dead it, because you're better off back at home with your toys. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What else are we gonna?
Wait, I had more things on my story because I
your...
put things out on my story. So
we'll have a little look on our.
What I did ask: do you want to know how old people are when they Oh gosh. So, do you want to know how old a lot of people were when they first started sexually exploring themselves?
Go on.
Most of the time, we've had a various different answers.
Very varied.
We've had 11, 14, 16, 10. I think mainly in the range between like 10 to 20 plus. There's no correct age to start or not start. No. I just hope that people don't feel any shame around masturbation. Because one thing I will say, when I was at university, one of my good friends,
Yeah.
whilst we were all at university, she told us one day that she had never masturbated
Oh.
because we always talk about it.
Yeah.
And we were all like, why? And she was like, because her grandma had told her, because I think she was her family was Catholic.
Yeah.
Her grandma had told her if she masturbated, she would go to hell.
Wow.
And so she, even up to when she was like 18 plus, she'd never masturbated because she was, like that sort of stuff sticks with people.
Yeah.
And I just want people to know there's no shame, there's nothing wrong with exploring your own body.
Nothing at all. But it's like, then when you do start doing it, then what happens is you probably have like her voice ringing in the
Exactly.
back of your head. There's also a couple of people who replied to the stories to say they've never had an orgasm, and they like various different ages, and it's kind of like, I've never had an orgasm. Is there something wrong with me? And I think the answer to that is, you know,
No.
in 99.9% of cases, there's nothing wrong with you at all. But again, it probably depends like how much exploration you've done, like how much you've been able to be in a relaxed environment and
Yeah.
explore your own body and all of those different things, you know. It's and again, it could be your relationship to sex, like the things that you're talking about, you know. If you've been brought up believing that sex and pleasure is something that's really bad and is dirty and etc., then you've kind of got this like, I have this feeling and I want to do this, but also there's that mental programming that's there on the other side. So I really do think that it is about like taking some time to work out if that is the case, and you have those kind of thoughts and belief systems there, to do some work on them first, because obviously they're probably standing in your way or in your head, and therefore you can't enjoy what's happening to your body. And then it is, once you've kind of maybe worked out what that is, you could see a sex therapist, or you could just kind of try and sit with yourself and ask yourself some questions. And then it's about creating an environment where you feel super relaxed. Like Emma's given you the countdown for the top 3 toys, getting yourself a toy and just working out what turns you on, like spending some time with yourself. It doesn't have to be a rush or whatever. Just
And I think
take time.
like our bodies are not like one size fits all. We're not all the same. The same thing for one person, someone else might hate. And I feel like the whole reason why, like, some people say to me, like, you shouldn't use toys all the time. Like, toys, like, it'll desensitize you. It's bad. And it's like, well, growing up, like, using my hand, like, it was too sensitive for me. Like, I didn't enjoy it. So it's like then when I like got older a bit and I started like trying different things, that's when I could have like my first orgasm. Because even when I was younger, I think I probably maybe tried like using my hand and it wasn't for me at that age. So it's like you try different things out, just because something works for one person doesn't mean it will work for the next person.
Not
We're
at
all
all.
different.
And everyone, I think, has had those kind of like different experiences, and it's not one size fits all. And that's why when it comes to sex, and this is for men and women, it really is about getting to know like your partner's body and what they like, because what worked with, you know, an ex-partner or someone you slept with before isn't necessarily going to work with them.
Exactly.
And it's the same as you with your own body. Like you have to create a relationship with yourself, with your body, get to know your body, and, you know, ask yourself those questions. Am I enjoying this? Does this feel good? You know, and work out what does feel good to you. Just because, you know, you might have, like you said, your friend at uni was hearing you say, and maybe everyone was like, yeah, I use this or I do that. That might not be your thing. The hand might be your thing. The water might be your thing. A vibrator might be your thing. So there's just you just got to give it a go. What turns you on?
We're gonna find out what your thing is. I did actually ask people to tell us about their first. Oh, excuse me. Tell us about their first orgasm. But I also did ask people, have you ever used any unconventional items to masturbate?
I've got some for you as well.
Which one do you want to hear? Do you want to hear about the unconventional items?
Let's do unconventional items.
Okay, so is this going to be our saucy secrets? How long have we been recording? It's been a while.
We're cutting this bit out. We're just keeping it in there. We're so professional. How long have we been going? 45 minutes? 50 minutes?
Okay, we'll do our saucy secrets.
Okay, we'll do so we're going to do this as saucy
not professional.
secrets.
It's real life, girl. We're not going to do our introduction to it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, are we going to do these as saucy secrets? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Let's go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some saucy secrets.
Saucy secrets.
They're secrets and they're saucy.
Woo, 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 woo.
Well, maybe we should record a jingle for that. A real jingle instead of us just doing it.
I could do saucy secrets.
Oh, I fucking love that.
You could do the singing bit.
Oh, you know, like this is now 64. Like, do you remember the old albums? You could do that.
Saucy secrets.
Saucy secrets. Shh.
Yeah, like that. And then you could do your harmonies in the background. You do
Yeah.
it. Saucy.
Saucy secrets.
So that bit comes first, and then it goes saucy secrets.
I love that. We have to get in this.
Right.
We've got to get in the studio.
We're gonna get in the
We're
studio. We've
already
got to
in the
write the
studio.
song as well. Remember
Yeah.
the what? No, I was gonna say
Get
MC
on,
to my
get
pussy,
on my
but
knees
not
and
that
start
one.
to flicking.
No, what was the one that we did with Mojo? The song. What was that? You know,
I do know what you're talking about, but I can't remember it.
I can't remember. Oh,
Everyone,
anyway.
also everyone's saying that we need Mojo back.
Yeah, we'll
We
get
need
Mojo back. She wants to come back.
Okay, so this week's Saucy Secrets is: have you ever used any unconventional items to masturbate?
Have you?
Do you want to? Yeah. So when I was about, what house did I live in? I must have been in year 8. How old are you in year 8? Like 13?
Yeah.
So yeah, I used a hairbrush. To masturbate.
The handle bit.
Yeah, the
I've done that as well.
handle. The handle.
Not the bristly bit.
No. The handle. And I think I tried something in the bath, but I wasn't really into it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think
But at that age, like it was a bit like I said to you the other day, like it didn't really go inside me. So
you're too young.
I was
Maybe
it wasn't ready.
Wasn't
ready for anything in there.
No, but you gave it a try anyway.
Gave it a shot
with the old hairbrush.
Yeah, try.
Me, it's probably
can't blame a girl for trying.
Too many to mention.
What did you use? Oh wait, also
yeah.
As a kid, I liked to rub sit on the arm of a chair.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't properly masturbate with it. Just you like it. Also, the benches at school. Do you remember you get sat on the end of a bench?
Oh yeah.
And then the little white knobbly bits.
Oh wow. There's a whole new way to look at benches.
Put my legs together really tight and go across the seam of my jeans.
Oh.
I love that one. To this day, I love that one.
Actually doing that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think there's too many to mention, but one does spring to mind. I don't know if you'll remember these, but it was actually my brother's Christmas present. I stole it. I think they used to call wiggly something pens, and you could change the nibs on them to different colours, but they were vibrating pens. So when you wrote, they went squiggly. I stole that.
You was ahead of the game because you was actually using a vibrator.
Basically, I was there.
How old were you?
Knew exactly what I was doing. I don't know, maybe about 12, 13. Okay. That time, I have used a hairbrush handle as well before. Definitely a pen.
Okay.
I think, not inside me, outside. Yeah, just
all right,
moving it around. Not the nib bit, the other end.
God forbid the person that used that pen the next
day. Just a class of no, I wouldn't let anyone else use it, or would I?
No,
I do have to say, on the topic of that I did once. My friend was staying around my house. I must have been in my 20s because I lived on my own. And she got into bed and then went to move the pillow, and my vibrator was under the pillow.
Oh God!
And I've definitely had it before where I've cleaned my sex toys, left them on the sink in the bathroom, and then people have come round.
I was a bad one for that, especially when I lived at my parents, because they had a lady that would come and clean once a week, and I would just leave my sex toys because in my house, my parents' room's downstairs and my room was upstairs, so they never came upstairs. So in the bathroom, I could just wash a toy and leave it there, and I'm pretty sure
well, she would have done.
And at a certain point, my nana was cleaning our house for us. So, God forbid my nana saw my flipping rabbit.
Good old Brenda, she wouldn't have minded that, would she?
No.
She would have had one of her own.
She would have gone like this, looked away, and pretended like she never saw it.
Right. Okay. Well, fine. Right. Should we get on with this?
Yes.
Let's do it.
You want to go first or shall I?
Okay. Someone said deodorant, hairbrush, clothes pegs on nipples.
Oh my God.
Silk belt being pulled front to back. Oh, like that. Like you.
Oh
my
God,
God,
I used to wash it. When you get out of the shower when you're a kid, and my dad used to dry me off. We used to do this.
Yeah. But that's a silk belt like that. I suppose.
Jesus.
It'd be quite soft, wouldn't it? Silk. Like a belt around your dressing gown.
I know what it is. I just don't think it would be comfortable.
Well, each to their own. That's the whole point, isn't it? Each to their own. There you go. So
well, maybe it's because I'm thinking about my vagina anatomy.
Yeah,
your vulva anatomy
isn't
that would be comfortable with my anatomy.
This person loved it.
Love that for them. As long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Me too. Next, do you want me to go through some more? Hairbrushes here, which we've, it seems to be quite a, popular one. Spoon handle.
Oh fuck me! I think we've got some similar ones,
Pencil, the unsharpened end of, they said.
I fucking hope so and all.
Just the rubber. Rubbing one
But
out.
that's got metal.
No, but it gives rubbing one out a whole new, doesn't it? Just rubbed one out.
Just rub one out?
Yeah.
You don't know what I'm even on about.
My pencil. Just rub one out.
Exactly.
Stuffed animal.
Yeah, that's one.
Pillow.
Yeah.
This one, ready?
Yeah.
Corner of the washing machine. It was jumping out.
I get that.
I
get that.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. Haven't tried it.
Haven't tried it.
When it's on the
That
spin
shit be
cycle.
vibrating.
Like that. That's what it does.
Yeah.
On the spin cycle. Something to look forward to. Find the spin cycle.
Do you want me to give you some?
Yeah, go on. I've got more as well.
Okay. The wooden end of a hammer.
Where did you get the hammer from?
From my dad's toolbox, obviously.
No, she might have her own. Let's not be sexist. She might have her own toolkit.
I'm just thinking, usually you do this stuff when you're young because you don't have toys. So why would you need to use a hammer?
Yeah.
You know
also,
what I mean?
a wooden handle's a bit of an old-fashioned hammer, isn't it?
And what about? I hope it was like glossed over so you couldn't get no. What's it called?
Splinters.
Splinter.
Imagine
Well, get this.
You've got a splinter in your vulva.
A gear stick. That's
Was
a
it
step
still
too
attached to the
fucking.
car?
Obviously, it must have been, and that is a step too fucking far, if you ask me. Because now, how is it that I'm changing gears and I'm going to Tesco to get some milk, and your puss juice is all over the gear stick because you wanted to sit on it? That's a step too far in my eyes.
But if it's their own car,
fair enough.
You know, why
you gotta
not?
go. You gotta. No, I'm gonna say if you gotta go, you gotta go. But no, have some fucking self-control.
Also, where would you do that?
Sit. If you need to masturbate that bag, get in the back seat and flick it.
I'm trying to think.
Bap it.
No, but you
flick it.
No, but you know that would, if you think about it,
You've got to be straddling the car.
No, a leg on each chair, facing forwards.
You have to like sit on it.
Yeah, I've got it like this. That you get.
Yeah, that's kind of hard work, isn't it?
But you go like that.
Oh.
Your legs go either side on each seat, and then it's right there.
Not for me. Bit chody, do you know what I mean? Quite thick though.
Yeah, it depends what gear stick you've got. My one's got like a ball on the top.
I'm thinking about the old-fashioned ones.
I can't get out of this position now.
I'm stuck. Here, love. Here, love.
Oh no, I'm stuck. You got a bogey?
No, I thought I was going to start having a nosebleed then. I nearly
Yeah,
freaked
so
out.
the gear stick maybe, but I mean, yeah, you know, whatever floats your boat. Maybe, but you know, there are people who love are turned on by their car. aren't they?
Piss off.
So it could be that.
Oh, piss off.
I'm in love with my car.
I've seen that on like YouTube and where they used to like kiss the bonnet of the car and like put their dick in the exhaust pipe.
No,
it's usually men.
I saw a woman who was in love with a roller coaster.
Well, I'm not shaming what people are into.
No, that's your thing.
At
the
the
gear
same
stick.
time,
just be careful.
how can we
though.
be
with a gear stick?
No, I'm thinking about the roller
careful.
coaster. I was going to say how can you be sexually aroused by a roller coaster, but I guess like fear and that is a sexual turn on some people. But like the roller coaster itself, like metal.
Yeah, she was
rickety
in love with
metal.
it. Not
yeah,
just...
no.
Okay.
Come on, man.
All right,
let's grow up now.
All right, go on.
Okay,
go on.
Oh my god, a lot of people saying a hairbrush, TV remote, cleaned it properly before and after. Obviously,
what?
A TV remote. I hope it was as thin, like.
Yeah, but also it's a bit of a funny shape. It's not.
Innit? What about a Sky remote? And what about a Sky remote?
Oh, they're wide.
That's all girth.
They go like that. No, but it's not like all the way around, is it? It's just wide.
Yeah. And it's square.
Yeah. Sharp edges.
At least get something circular.
Sharp edges.
Circular. Yeah, that is the word, isn't it?
Cylindrical.
Cylindrical. End of a lint roller.
Yeah. Why not?
The jets of a hot tub. Best orgasm of my life. Get me back to Mexico.
Love it. See?
The hard bit of a blind that comes out of the bottom. Wouldn't recommend. You know the thing that you got like this with the blinds, the bit of plastic?
Yeah.
Took it off right in the puss. Yep. That's what she's used apparently. There's two so thin.
Took it off.
It's like when someone puts one finger inside you. Like, no, but what's the point?
But maybe she didn't put it inside her. It's like maybe
it
the pen or the girl with the pencil rubbing one out.
I get it.
Rubbing one out with the blind.
Massage gun. I've heard that's good.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of
it's
like a wand?
Strong, though.
Oh no, the bum 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 one. Yeah, I mean, never tried it.
My friend's got a massage gun and I said to her, have you ever used this to masturbate? She was like, yeah. I'm like, she was a bit embarrassed about it. She's like, what? It feels nice. She was like, on top of my clothes though.
Yeah,
because it'd be very intense.
Be too much.
Yeah,
maybe.
you'd be bruised down there.
Yeah. Like someone punching you.
That'd be quite nice on top of your clothes, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Love
get
that.
one?
Yeah. Okay. What else have you got?
So I've got a couple from guys. One said a particular veg in my bum whilst having a wank. I don't know what veg it was.
A cucumber.
Or a carrot.
Bit thin, innit?
Or it's a veg.
You were gonna say banana, weren't you?
No, yeah, it was. No, what's the other one called? The green one, courgette.
Oh yeah, they're a bit bigger than a cucumber, but cucumber's long.
No, cucumbers can be thicker than courgettes.
Wow.
Maybe he went for a cucumber because he didn't want it to get all the way lost and it's long enough. Who knows? It doesn't specify, so we can't really
cucumber
be sure.
Up the arse.
Yeah,
just a normal Tuesday.
Just casual, just cash, And then my question is, to people who use vegetables,
are you throwing it out afterwards?
Do you eat it afterwards or do you throw it out?
I'd be more inclined to eat a cucumber if it had been in the puss. I don't think I'd eat it if it had been the arse.
Right, thanks for your honesty. Yeah, but you could peel it though. I always peel it anyway.
What a waste.
Yeah,
I mean, cucumbers are quite cheap, but that's not the point.
That's not the point. We need to not waste food.
We shouldn't waste food.
Yeah.
Would you eat a cucumber if you know it'd been up your flatmate's arse?
No, and that's the thing that worries me is not that my flatmate's been putting cucumbers up her arse. Not that. But what worries me is, like, say you were living with somebody and they were doing stuff like that, but just not telling you.
And what if they got sexual gratification out of you not knowing?
Yeah, and they're sitting there watching you eat it, going.
And they're going, "Oh, nice, is that salad cucumber? Nice?
Enjoying that, are you?
Nice, love.
Bit fruity, bit spicy,
not spicy."
Yeah, so that could be a thing. Also, there's a guy who said fleshlight, which they're the ones that look like torches.
That intrigues me,
Yeah.
And like pocket, so they call them like a pocket pussy, don't they?
Yeah.
Or like the silicone arses.
Yeah.
That intrigues the fuck out of me. I wish I was a man just so I could experience that.
If you were a man for a day, what would be the first thing?
Are they expensive fleshlights? I'd get fleshlights if I was a man. I don't think men should feel ashamed about that stuff. It's quite embarrassing. Like, people will buy them for their friends as a joke.
Yeah.
I've not really encountered men who have sex toys.
What's the difference of using a fleshlight to having a wank?
Exactly.
It's the same as us
thing, but there's stigma around it.
Well, get rid of that. We haven't got time.
I think it's because maybe I don't know. And the thing is, I don't know. Where women are there screaming for men to explore and do this, that, and the other, and then it's but at the same time shaming them for using things like that.
I don't know if it's women as much as other men that shame people, because I think it's as a man you should be able to get a woman why do you need a fake vagina or whatever?
For when the woman's not there, innit?
Exactly. I mean, I get it, but I do think I think you're right, there is this kind of stigma attached to male
sex
toys.
Doing this. You know what I mean? Just get someone that does it for you.
Yeah. And then because there's I would do that as well, I think.
Anyway, I've got.
But the fleshlight, you still have to move it.
Yeah, you do. But I mean, I don't know.
I don't know what the answer is, but there's probably a toy for that.
And it's it must be nice that you get to fuck something rather than your hand.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nice.
I don't know because I don't have a PP.
Any more?
Yeah. So I've used my curler. It wasn't plugged in. I checked about 20 times.
I mean, I get it.
Electric toothbrush rubber handle.
I've got that as well. Electric toothbrushes.
I started off with a highlighter. Like a Stabilo.
Sure. Highlighter. I think we're just rubbing it on the outside though.
I don't know, girl. We don't have any context. Banana. Someone put a fridge. I need more context to this. Rubbing yourself up on a fridge. How does that even work?
I don't know how that would work.
Was it a little fridge?
Or a mini fridge?
A big fridge? Was it the handle? Was it the corner of it? Either way, that's sharp.
Yeah.
Pointy.
The mind does boggle about masturbating with the fridge. I don't know how that would work.
The arm of a sofa.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah. I love sitting like that. Anyway. The vibrations app on my phone. Now that's a cheat code. Sky TV remote.
Someone said the Sky remote. Someone said the Sky remote. The Sky remote. There's some good advertising for Sky.
Candlestick, Nokia on vibrate. Handle of a toilet brush.
Oh, no, not a used toilet brush.
Handle of a toilet brush.
Not a used toilet brush. I don't care if you use a handle of a toilet brush, but not
the germs.
Stuff on the end.
We can't be having cross contamination. That's
Someone said to me a tapered candle. Because you know they start small and get bigger, don't they? Tapered candle.
Oh, yeah.
They start small at the top and get bigger. Candlestick.
Jesus.
Why not?
I
Right up
think-
there.
I think we're all getting like a lot of girls are saying hairbrush, so I feel very seen right now.
Yeah, you feel like very, very not a lot of people, quite a few people have said shower head to me.
Someone's just said something very crazy to me.
Go on then.
I craved a stretch. Large Sol de Janeiro bottle in my arse. Now, if you have Sol de Janeiro, which I'm pretty sure, you know, the Brazilian bum bum cream.
I know exactly
They do a
what the
shower
spray-
gel. No, but they do a shower gel. I think that's what she's talking about. And the shower gel is a peculiar shape because it's shaped like this. Like it's
No, she
bigger.
said the body spray.
No, she didn't. I craved a stretch. Large Sol de Janeiro bottle in my arse. Bottle. Like, I swear to God. Let me show you the shower gel. Sol de Janeiro shower gel. I promise you. Oh, no, they've changed the shape now. They've changed the shape. Either way.
Wow, way!
Either way.
It's a wide.
They've changed the shape, but it's a very wide bottle.
Well, you
Good
know,
for you, girl.
that's a stretch out. You go for it.
Good for you, girl.
I've got one final one that was actually, I'm not going to identify this person because it has to stay anonymous, but they said Hoover.
What?
A Hoover.
A Hoover?
A Hoover.
Which part?
Wait, and because I know them, I was just like, they did say to me, this is going to be anonymous. And I was like, yeah. And then it was like, you need to give me more context. And then, you know, like the little nozzle bit of the, like, you know, you get different attachments to the Hoover, like the little nozzle one. I think they thought it was going to be like a suction toy, but obviously they did say to me, terrible idea, really, really bad idea. Like so high powered that as well. That is not going to be enjoyable for anybody.
How old was she?
I mean, I feel like it's recent. I can't be sure.
She said vacuum toy. Let me get the real deal.
She's like, vacuum toy is not enough for me.
Innit? Give me the real vacuum.
I want the full-on suction.
Jesus.
Henrietta, let's go.
I bet that would leave like a bruise. You know,
like a love bite bruise.
Yeah, love bite, because it's pure sock.
Go.
Oh my God.
Well, imagine if it ripped a bit off.
Her poor cooch.
Should have sucked a bit off. And then she went on to say frozen grapes. Because you can eat them afterwards.
Piss off. Rub it on there, then eat it. Bit of seasoning. I love a frozen grape, not on my cooch though.
Oh dear.
But you know what? We did ask for unconventional, and you guys pulled through.
To be fair, also, if you just sucked your clit off with a Hoover, you might want to put a frozen grape on it.
For fuck's sake.
Oh,
what a journey we've been on.
Oh, we have. We really have been on a journey, which I've very much enjoyed.
Me too, babe.
And I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. I hope that you have felt comfortable to share with us. And hopefully you'll get involved in future episodes and share your deepest, darkest stories, because we're all in the same boat.
We are. We're not here to judge. We're just here to tell your story.
And to entertain you. And sometimes the stories are funny. And I think that's okay, you know. Like,
yeah, because that's life.
Yeah. And by the way, sex and masturbation is embarrassing at times. It can be, can't it?
Yeah,
it can
of
be
course.
funny at times. Things go wrong. So, you know, you're definitely not alone. So hopefully you've loved and enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
If you have, please make sure that you share it with your friends.
Give us a review.
Give us a review. We don't have enough reviews. And
we need more reviews. And Clara's very upset because someone gave us a bad review.
They gave us
And
a 1-star review. And this is not a 1-star podcast.
And it's bringing our 5-star down to a 4.8.
And we won't have it. So anyway, if you want to give us a review and like the podcast, we really do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube.
Yes.
We do our best to kind of reply to comments, but we do have a lot going on. So, you know.
I need to get better at replying to the comments on there.
Yeah.
So come and chat to us.
Come and chat to us. We love you all. We appreciate you. Thank you. And make sure that you send this podcast to somebody else, just one other friend or a couple of different friends, because if you want us to keep going with this podcast, and we really do want to keep going with it, we got to grow it, guys.
Yeah,
we got to grow it. So stick with us. We're on the up and up.
Yeah, baby.
We out.
Bye. Mwah.
Mwah.
Mwah.